What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a video about the T100 LT. Before I get into it, I just want to say I'm not quitting YouTube, so I know I haven't uploaded in a long time. I'm going to upload a lot less because I'm getting burned out of playing Blitz in general because I'm playing comp. So all my time in the game is spent to practicing for comp and doing scrims and things like that. So I don't have a lot of gameplay to actually upload to the channel. Making the video is not that hard, it's just actually getting the gameplay. But with that out of the way, I'm going to keep uploading when I can. It's just going to be a lot more infrequent until whenever I decide to stop playing comp. Anyway, we're going to watch a video on the T100 LT today. Out of all the tier 10 light tanks, this is the one that I liked the least before I started playing it, but it actually has sort of a more useful feature in comp than in pubs. It has 73 camo rating when you run Camo net, so I'm running Camo net on it. It also, just like the WZ1321, only has 5 degrees of gun depression, but this tank does not have the alpha that the WZ1321 has. With the T100, you get 3,300 damage per minute with rammer, you get 230 millimeters of pen with your standard, and 280 with your premium AP, and the premium AP feels great. You can pen a lot of steep angles. The penetration still sucks on this tank. It's really annoying, and the gun just doesn't feel very strong, but that premium AP round really does help you out. The other thing that this tank gets is when you shoot someone, they're lit for 20 seconds instead of just 10. You just have to make contact. You don't have to penetrate the shot. So those are like the main features of the T100. You're quick, you have amazing camo, you'll outspot any other tank in the game if you're stationary, especially behind a bush. You have good DPM, low alpha, and the spotting trick for 20 seconds. Now, there's an argument that it can be made that this tank isn't as good as the other tier 10 lights in pub games, because with the Sheridan you get 560 alpha. All the other tanks are just sneaky enough. Like, you don't need 73 camo rating to be successful in a pub game in a light tank. So if you have the standard camo ratings that like the Batshot, the WZ, even the Vickers Light, those tanks get, you'll be fine. This one you can just play even more aggressively if you use proper concealment. So you really need to learn when you can use that advantage and when you shouldn't, because it'll make you overextend, and it's very difficult to understand that. And this replay is not a great example of me using that, but the next replay will show, the camo, using bushes to your advantage, using the Camo net, and just being sneaky in general. That's really how you have to play this tank to get anything out of it. Because if you're just playing it like a normal light tank, every other light tank's a better option, in my opinion. Sheridan, you get a lot of single shot damage. Batshot, the clip is insane. That tank's very good right now. The Vickers Light, you get gun depression and a consistent gun. It's really not that bad. You have a mantlet too. And the WZ is it's super fun. You get spotted, you only get spotted for 7 seconds, and 360 alpha is amazing. So all the other tanks, if you're just going to play them like a fast or medium tank, or I guess that's kind of how you play a pub medium anyway, just go with those for a light. But if you want to really get into light tank gameplay and using concealment and spotting and passive versus active spotting, and your gun's not going to be that consistent, and you're okay with that, then give this a try. One more thing before I quit yapping and we can focus on the gameplay is this tank I've mentioned before, 73% camo rating while stationary and Camo net activated after sitting there for 3 seconds. Now, the most prevalent light tank is the Batshot right now. That has 330 meters view range with optics, which is what you should run on a Batshot. That means that if you take 73% off of the Batshot's 330 meters, you get 241 meters. 330 minus 241 is 89, which means the Batshot has to come within 89 meters while you're stationary to spot you, which you get proxy spotted at 50. So, I mean, that's pretty incredible. You put a bush down, you knock over a tree, and you sit in the tree. It's questionable, but you can get really close to some light tanks. And heavy tanks, if you're stationary in a bush, are going to have to proxy spot you, essentially. Someone more knowledgeable than me is going to have to explain this to me in the comments, but Wargaming says that bushes can add up to 50% camo rating. My camo rating's 73, so if I'm in one of those bushes that's larger and gives me that bonus, does that just boost my camo to 100%, or is there a cap? So my question to you guys is there a cap to the camo rating? And if you know that for a fact, can you send me a source so I can look at it? Because if I'm in a bush that only has 25% camo rating, this tank has 73 base while stationary for 3 seconds, that's going to give me 98% camo rating. That's essentially a proxy spot only for any tank. So let me know in the comments, because that's something that I would like to know, and I feel like it's very important to know, but I don't. Anyway, moving on to the gameplay. This second game here, we're going to watch me try to play this tank to the best of my abilities. Now, remember what I said, you have to play this tank aggressively and use concealment properly to get everything you need out of it, because otherwise you're better off playing any other light tank. So initially I'm going to go to a pretty aggressive spot, and I'm going to spot a 268 right here. He's 190 meters away, there's 2 bushes and my camo net's active. So I didn't think I would get spotted for that, and I didn't. I just backed up just in case there was another tank somewhere else that I didn't know about. This initial spot, you can see what I can see on the left side. On the right side there, and then kind of in front of me, if their heavies decide to go to the medium side flank, you'll spot them crossing too. So this is a pretty good position as long as you don't get spotted and you know when to leave, because tanks like that 268 can really ruin your day when you're leaving if you don't know how to do it or when to do it. Now I'm going to keep trying to get little shots in and spots here and there to these tanks in mid, and try to just make them feel uncomfortable, because even though I don't do a lot of damage per shot, every time I hit one of these guys they're spotted for 20 seconds. And I don't expect the Pramo player and the good players like that to get confused about how long they're going to be spotted for, but tanks, players that I don't recognize and I don't know how good they are, might accidentally drive out while they're spotted when they think they're not, and that can lead to my team doing a lot of damage to them and swinging the game one way or the other. Now our tier 9 light tank went alone to the medium flank, and for some reason engaged in a 1v1 with their tier 10 medium, and now that he lost that 1v1, I'm going to go clean up that medium, because I don't want to get involved in a 1v1 and lose a ton of HP, especially this early on in the game, but I don't want this guy roaming free and being able to create map control for their team. At the end of the day, I only took 286 damage for that, and we remove a pretty important tank from their lineup. Now I'm going to try to see how far I can push my luck into their spawn. I was saying before, I've been saying all video, I want to do some aggressive spotting, but not necessarily get spotted myself. Before, if there's a free shot here, I'm going to take as many free shots as I can rolling up on him, but I want to see how close I can get and how many things I can spot before I get in trouble and actually be able to leave from that. I'm trying to spot their whole team, and I'm trying to also not get punished for it. That's my main goal. By putting myself into these aggressive situations and then challenging myself to not take damage or kill myself because of my positioning in return for it, it challenges me to play better in comp. If you always play passive and just farm off your teammates, you're not really going to learn anything, you're not going to drive better, you're not going to react to situations better. But by pushing up as far as you can and challenging yourself, that's how you get better. So this isn't necessarily something that is the best choice, because this 5A was always going to drive out here. We were always going to get shots from him from the back, but we're going to drive up and see what we can do from the front here. I'm going to try to keep him spotted passively, not shoot him so I don't get spotted. And if he drives up, then I'm going to run away, because I can't take the 1v1 with his team so close. But as long as he's in their spawn, I want him spotted. Right here, I'm looking for the kill on this Malshin because it's easy. Someone else takes it for me, so I would have gotten spotted for that. It's a good thing I didn't have to fire, and I can just sit here and keep spotting this guy. Now this is what I was talking about before, how close they have to be to spot you. That's 79 meters, 76 meters, and then I fire through the bush. He's driven into a crossfire here, but he got to 76 meters and didn't spot me. That's pretty crazy. That's almost proxy spot range. Now his first instinct is correct. Drive back towards his spawn, because he knows where the M60 is, and if he keeps going forward, he's going to be in a crossfire and probably die for it. So he makes the right choice there, and fortunately him making the right choice means that I get to leave for free. Once he realizes that the M60 is in mid and not where he last had him spotted, he's probably going to start chasing me. So I'm running up and down the red line here. He does start chasing me. I spot him, see him driving. I put the tree between me and him. That was 200 meters, like 195 or something, and he didn't spot me firing. That's just another example of using your cover, using your concealment properly. And here I'm going to pop up into this bush. He's crossing right in front of me, 170 meters. That shot barely hits him, and I may have not gotten spotted there because his turret was in front of the rock and only his rear was out. So he couldn't have spotted me there, but it also could have been because of the bush. Now, it's a 1v4 right here, and this 50 TP is about to drive over. My max roll kicks in there, I get a kill on him, and now it's a 1v3. So now we have the Sheridan on close to a one-shot. The WZ, we know how much HP he has and where he is. The Igaru, I'm not quite sure where he is. I know he's close to mid, and I know he's relatively high HP. Now here comes the Sheridan. He doesn't spot me until I fire, and I killed him. So we're good on that front. The WZ, instead of chasing me, went towards mid, which is a good thing, because if he chased me, I would be forced to run and then potentially get shot by the Igaru for free. Unfortunately, I didn't pen the 5A, but just because I connected with him, he's now going to be spotted for 10 extra seconds, and in this type of game, he's got to make his decision quickly, so we'll see where he's going to end up going. He gets within 175 meters of me there again. I'm moving, and he didn't spot me. This is just more examples of how sneaky this tank can be. Now I'm going to get up real close here to try to shoot the rear of his tank. We get the shot in, but I do get proxy spotted because I got a little bit too close to him. Now I'm going to pop the adrenaline here, and there's the almost full HP Yag. I take 643 from him, I use the wrong repair kit, and then this is where things start to go south. Shot does not go where I intended it to, and I bounce. I bounce a second one there. That's a real problem. We need to get this guy down to a one-shot if we even want to try to win this game. Fortunately, I get semi-high roll there, and do 340, and now he is down to a one-shot. Now I'm leaving, and there's no chance that the Yag shoots me. The 5A barely has a shot and for some reason fires. I know that his reload is in the neighborhood of 8 to 10 seconds. I don't know exactly what it is, but I count it here, and I think I was around 8 seconds when I fired there. So I was able to just get in while he was trying to escape me, get the shot off, and kill him. Now we're down from a 1v4 to a 1v1, and it's a Yag. He is 220 meters away from me, and there's a bush between us, so I load the premium and fire right through that thing. He's never spotting me there. Now we're going to move up. He knows that I shot him from that angle. I doubt he suspects that I was as close as I was, so he's probably thinking that I'm not about to come around the corner right here, and he's looking for me to cross by the bridge. That's exactly what doesn't happen. I bounce an important shot there. You'll see in a couple seconds why. I'm sure you can imagine if you look at the clock. We only have 10 seconds. We're on his rear. I'm praying for an ammo rack. I'm shooting right where it is. We got one more opportunity to shoot, and unfortunately, we don't get the ammo rack. He's on 322 HP. If I potentially landed that first shot, I was going for more of a track than damage, but now thinking back on it, definitely should have been going for that damage, and I definitely should have loaded premium on that initial push into the cap circle. I hope you guys enjoyed. It seems like I always have a clutch that doesn't work out for this channel, so hopefully someday I'll get a really cool 1v4 or something where I actually win instead of coming within seconds of winning and then having it turn into a draw. I did a 183 video with like 7,500 damage where that happened as well. Anyway, if you guys watched this long, thank you. I'll be trying to upload a little bit more. It's not going to be as frequent as it used to be, but they'll keep coming because I know some of you guys like these videos. But thanks for watching. I hope you learned a little something about the T100 and see how broken camo rating can be when you use it. And have a great day.